Hi everyone, winter is upon us. This is my holiday mug and this makes me so excited for the holidays. On that note, let's talk about a few things that you have to start thinking about now that you're getting into the winter season. So first off, I'll talk about kind of what happened yesterday. I had a renter who blew out a tire, and this was something I've actually never seen before. Oftentimes tires get nails in them, so they'll leak air and, things can happen. But this was like the tire was slashed, but obviously not by like a knife or anything. So what I'm going to do is actually I'll share a photo of the tire at the end of this video, and you guys can give me your theories as to what happened. But basically, the renter was going to return the car yesterday at 7:30 a.m. 6 a.m. I get a message from him just saying that the tire had no air pressure. I don't think he was really a car guy, so he couldn't quite describe it as well. So when situations like these happen, I would say recommend two things to do. First, always ask for a photo of the car or the wheel where the damage has happened. So one, you have documentation, and two, you can really properly assess what's going on. Because this guy didn't send me a photo, so the entire time I just thought, okay, it's probably a nail in the tire because he just said that the tire lost air pressure and wasn't holding air. So like, okay, that definitely has to be a nail or some kind of puncture. So in that case, he was not too far from me. He was on his way to bring back the car and he was able to pull over into a gas station. I was like, cool, easy fix. Go to the gas station. They usually have a can to fix a flat, and usually that will get the job done enough for you to get from point A to point B. Then he just texted me saying, he was like, I don't know, it looks kind of bad. And I was like, okay, dude, well, can you send me a picture? So he finally sent me a photo, and there was a giant gash on the outside wall of the tire, which is really odd. He was near sort of an auto center, so he kind of walked over to see if he could get a spare tire from anyone or a replacement tire. For whatever odd reason, none of the shops there had the tire size. So poor guy had to wait like a couple of hours to try to figure out if there was something he can do because it was so early and the shops weren't open. And I wasn't available because I had other rentals going on. So on that note, one of the things that's important as you build up the amount of cars that you have, I have quite a few, or even if you have one, you really have to build sort of your community of shops that you work with, like a tire person, a dent removal person, a paint person, a wheel repair person. This is like super important, and it will make your life so much easier. I literally have all these people on speed dial. Is that even a thing anymore these days? I don't know, but I have them on text and they respond back to me ASAP because I do so much business with them, and I've really built a really good relationship with them over the years. So long story short, I text my tire guy with the size that I needed. He had it, as he always does. We went over there, picked up the tire, and luckily my renter was not too far away from me, so just took the tire over to him. He was already in like an auto center area, so there was a shop that does wheels and tires, so he paid for them to have it replaced and paid for the cost of the tire as well. So sometimes you really have to be quick at problem solving, and you have to look for other solutions, right? So of course, Turo roadside assistance was a possible solution, and the renter did call them. Now, back in the day, Turo used to offer a free tow within 15 miles. I think sometime this year they actually changed that. So to tow him, I think the distance was like 12 miles. They wanted to charge the poor guy $400, and this was a one-day rental. And he called me and he was like, if I have to pay it, I will. And I was like, man, he's a repeat renter of mine, and I would just hate for him to have to do that. That's just so unfair. And he didn't have AAA, so the best solution was for me to just take a tire over to him. It was the quickest, easiest way. The guy had to get to work, so that's how we resolved that issue. So you really kind of just have to build this community of shops that you work with so that you can act quickly when you have these types of situations going on. And oftentimes renters, they feel so helpless, and they've never been in situations like this. So you really want to kind of ease their minds and just say, hey, don't worry, like we'll figure something out. So that's kind of what happened in this situation. So with that said, one of the things that has worked really well for me in terms of building relationships with a lot of these shops that I work with is, first and foremost, be really nice to people. If you're super duper nice to people, they are so much more inclined to work with you and really serve you well when you need them the most. The second, if you're a Turo host, you literally have something that you can barter with. So I have a bunch of cars, and I have nice cars and cars that people can use on a number of occasions. So oftentimes when I'm building these relationships, I talk to these people about what I do, and I let them know, hey, like if you ever need a car for whatever you have going on, just let me know and I'll definitely discount it and give you a good deal, and you can rent a car from me. And so many times these people do rent from me. So it really helps kind of build that relationship. So you want to leverage what you're doing with Turo to help build those relationships, and in turn, these people will really come through for you when you need them the most. So that was really helpful. Now, second topic is winter is upon us. So during the winter time, because of all the different types of weather condition that you get, and plus we're coming off of summer where it's a really busy peak season and your cars are utilized a lot, you really want to pay attention to the condition of your cars and the maintenance and tires. We finally have some rain in the forecast for next week, and wintertime is notorious for accidents and mishaps to happen, and you do not want your claims to be denied because you didn't maintain your cars well. So this is really the time of year where you want to take really good care of your cars. Make sure that you're on top of your maintenance, that your tires are good, you got your oil changes done, and everything is working in good working condition. And then of course really focus on your documentation as well, especially when you know that the weather is going to be bad or there's going to be unsafe road conditions. I cannot tell you how many accidents I have experienced with rain, and we're in Southern California, we barely get any rain, and we don't even get bad rain, and we still experience this type of stuff. So for my other friends that are in other states where you guys have different types of weather conditions, snow and whatnot going on, really pay attention to this stuff. The other thing is with daylight savings time, now it gets darker so much earlier in the day. So you want to pay attention to the documentation of your cars when your cars are being returned at night. It's really hard to see even while you use flash. So make the extra effort to go somewhere where there is better lighting so that you're taking really clear photos of things. Where I am, unfortunately, we don't have great lighting. So I oftentimes just go to the gas station right across the street. They have great lighting, and that's where I'll take photos. And I really try to avoid having cars being returned too late in the evening during this time of year, just because it's dark and it's hard to see, and there's so many times where you miss things because it's not visible to the eye during that time of the day. So these are all just things that you want to think about going into the winter season. The holiday season is coming up. Everybody is busy with family and just all kinds of stuff going on, but don't let that be an excuse to not have your cars maintained well, because you don't want to pay for it later on. And plus you want to start the new year off right and off to a strong start, and you don't want to be stuck in, having to repair cars or maintain cars when you can be renting them out. So really use your down days, which generally tend to be Monday through Wednesday, to make sure that your cars are being maintained. Just yesterday, I dropped off 3 cars for oil changes, so that's something that I am heavily focusing on right now. Just getting all the cars squared away so we experience as little downtime as possible. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to post that picture at the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think happened to that car. By the way, that tire was in totally great condition. It was probably at, I would say, 70% life. So, I mean, it definitely had many more miles to be driven on. So it wasn't a question of the wear at all. The rim also looked fine. I checked the rim to see if it was bent or if it had any dings, if that could have affected it. The rim was good too. So kind of bizarre. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.